Hello and welcome. My name is Vukile. In this tutorial we are looking at creating African rhythm, and in this particular lesson we're actually creating rhythm using intervals. You can either use the thirds, the seconds, the fourths, the fifths, the sixths, the sevenths, the octaves, or unisons if you want, and a mixture of these. You can mix them, or you can actually mix these intervals with chords, or mix intervals with arpeggiating of chords, or mix intervals with triads. Okay, so or mix these intervals with a melody, something formed from a melody, where you create your rhythm by just plucking notes. Okay, so here is I'm gonna pick a fifth, for example. So let's try to create a rhythm from a fifth. Now I'm in the key of let's go to the key of A. Let's change keys here. Now, when you do that, you've actually gone into African folk music, the Zimbabwean folk music. You know, you've gone into there, and you can actually start singing. You know, and this kind of piece would suit a mbira instrument as well. There, let's put a drum there. Let's slow it down. Oh, let's go back to the first one. Now, just to make sure you know what you're doing in this one, you got to know the scale in which you're playing. Okay. Now, again, for you to be able to do the interval progressions, you have to harmonize that scale with the interval, that particular interval. I'm dealing with the major scale here, and I'm going to harmonize the major scale with intervals, and I'm using the fifth here. Fifth. So this is a fifth here. It's a perfect fifth there, and the second degree would be a perfect fifth as well. The third degree a perfect fifth. The fourth degree a perfect fifth. The fifth degree it's a perfect fifth. The sixth degree is a perfect fifth. The seventh degree is a minor fifth. And back to the root. So if you play it, you should do do ti la so fa mi re do re mi fa sol la ti do. Let's do that. So that's the scale you're playing in. Now, what I've done with that progression that I was doing, I had gone this scale here, because this is A. This is the vertical shape of that scale. That's the scale there. Now, learning scale is another kind of tutorial as well that you need to you know, assign yourself. I'll show you the shapes of these major scales. This is one of the caged shape, which is the first shape of the A major scale. and it's played over that chord there. Okay, now, which means if you do that, that's your 1, and that's your 3, that's your 4, that's your 5, and that's your 6. You can play that as well. Some Chimurenga kind of stuff. Let's hear that. So that's the kind of stuff that you can play there with fifths. Now I'm gonna show you the other thing that I've showed you before. I've showed you the thirds. Thirds. Now thirds, when you invert thirds, you come up with sixths, or you can keep it as a third if you want. Thirds that are inverted where the low, when inverted means the root is on the lower string. Okay, so you can keep it as a third if you want that way. I would prefer to keep it as a third, and when I talk of sixth, I just talk about completely different things, which is a sixth anyway. Because if you try to call them sixths, it means you've gone out of that scale. Okay, all right, so you still call them thirds. Okay, let's I'll explain this stuff that where you have to invert thirds and come up with sixths and find out which scale you're dealing with. But first of all, let's do another rhythm that you can create. Now this is about thirds. Let me just reiterate thirds. I've shown you thirds in a certain lesson, and let's say in the key of G. We're in the key of G there. There's a major there, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. So it should also spell out do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. You can hear that. Okay. Now what you can do with that, there's a song that I did which is let's play it in the so I'm gonna play it in the key of D. Okay. Oh, actually I'm gonna play it in the key of G. So I'm mixing in this one. I'm mixing chords, chord arpeggiation, and intervals, but the main thing that I want you to notice in this are the intervals. It goes like that. So it actually mixes a melody where you pick notes, you run down a scale, and then you go back, you pick intervals, and then you play chords. You're mixing them now. It's a hybrid of things, of those methods that I've been showing you, because if in real songs you may not be confined to one method of doing things. You may want to mix them so that you give your audience something of value. Okay, let's work on this one. So it goes. Starts on the fifth. The third is on the. You remember this is D, C. D, C, B, A, and G. Okay, so it starts from here, which is D, which is the fifth, and goes to the fourth there, and then it comes here, the third. That's where it goes. So let's try that. So that's the kind of stuff. I want to do that again. I was too excited. I keep trying to play a different piece here. But what I want to show you is, I want to show you intervals. So the intervals that I'm playing are these. And then I go there. These, just these two fingers here, the second finger and the third finger. And you're playing strings number 3 and number 2. You remember that song? Those are thirds there, or you can call them sixths, well, depending on which scale you're talking about. But on this, I'm in the key of G, so that would be a third there. So I'm playing thirds here. So be careful about that. These are directly, these fingers are directly, you know, this finger is directly above or below, whichever way you look at it. You know, the second one, the ring finger, sorry, and then you go there, this still same shape, and when you get here, there is a slanting there on different frets. Different frets, same fret, same fret. So you should be able to do ti la so fa mi re do re mi fa sol la ti do. Oh dear, there's so many things that you can create using those, man. The sound is just distinct. It's a sound of its own. There is no other that can equal it. You can sing a melody using those thirds. So this is to rate that we've dealt with thirds and fifths in this one. You can also use fourths. You can use fourths, or you can use octaves. Octaves. Let me do an octave here just to close this. So let's, I've figured it out now. It's da 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 da. So you can use that. In the next, I think in the next lesson I should show you how to deal with octaves. I'll show you some licks on octaves which you can use. So octaves can be used, and this octave, by the way, I was in the key of G there. Something like that, and you can use that to create some rhythm, the octaves. I have a lot of licks on octaves, on fifths, on thirds, on sixths, and a bit on the second. And I'm gonna dig up some licks for the seventh, because I haven't used that a lot. Seventh, it's quite a challenge, but it should work out okay, you know, because I should be able to do that. That's a seventh there. So make sure you know the intervals, you harmonize the scale that you're dealing with intervals. I'm not worried which scale you want to play. There you may want to play the melodic minor, the harmonic minor, the Neapolitan scale. You may want to play that, but what's important is for you to harmonize it with intervals. And by the way, the major scale is the ruler for any kind of scale that you might want to create. The major scale is the ruler, so is one that determines the formula. So make sure you harmonize it with intervals, and then you can find out the progressions in there. You can try out the melodies in there using one of the intervals. Needless to say, you can also have some compound intervals. These are intervals that are above the octave, and one of them would be the double octave, or the 15th. So that is 2 octaves apart. It's a we can do it. That's a one of the Soukous licks. You can have that using double octaves, or you can actually, if you want to make the sound a little bit thinner, you select the lower octaves, which is yeah. So you can do. Okay, so that's an octave. That's octaves. That's the use of octaves. You can create a lot of things using octaves. So I just want to thank you very much. This video is getting too long. I'm gonna have a lot of intervals played for you to watch and learn a lot. My name is Vukile. Please subscribe to this series so that you may get some more, learn some more, and so forth. Cheers. Bye.